What can I say? I'm a human that watches a lot of YouTube videos, and sometimes I just like a good list video. Welcome to Binge Watchers, where we talk about the stories and characters we love and the shows they live in. My name is Ron, and let's talk about 5 awesome monologues from TV shows. So a monologue is basically a speech given by a single character to express their thoughts or their position about something. We live in a time where TV shows are incredible. Seriously, have you seen those things? They are so good. I love TV shows so much that I literally do not talk about anything else on this channel. How do you guys not hate me? I mean, I never shut up. Anyway, in most of these awesome TV shows we watch, there comes a moment where someone will deliver a speech, a monologue that will either give us insight to a character, punch you in the gut with some incredible acting, get you thinking about something, or most likely all of the above. So I'm a sucker for those things. I'll get all teary-eyed, and if it's a show that I have a strong connection with, then I'll probably be thinking about it for days. So in this video, I wanted to talk about 5 of these awesome speeches that I personally love. So some of you that have been watching this channel for a while might know that I have a problem with saying that this one thing is better than this other thing. That's why I don't really have a rating system in my reviews. So just like the last 5 awesome things video that I made, this list is in no particular order and obviously leaves out a lot of other amazing monologues. Number 5, The Paper Bag Speech, The Wire Season 3, Episode 2. The Wire is one of those shows that became a cultural phenomenon. People at social gatherings all over the world go so far as to lie about having watched it, to avoid, because I'm not completely sure why they do it, but they do. So first, let me admit that I didn't watch the whole series, but the parts of it that I did watch were gripping, intense, and unsettling, and I do believe that the show deserves all the praise that it gets. This speech by Major Colvin tackles a complicated subject. If police officers would deal with every small-time hustler at every street corner, they wouldn't have time for quote-unquote real police work that might have a bigger impact on actually keeping society safe. But if they look the other way, they would be disrespected or accused of corruption. It can become an impossible situation. While referring to hiding alcohol in paper bags during Prohibition, Colvin says, "That small, wrinkled-ass paper bag allowed the corner boys to have their drink in peace and gave us permission to go and do police work. The kind of police work that's actually worth the effort, that's worth actually taking a bullet. There's never been a paper bag for drugs. Until now." When a show sends a message, gets you thinking about something, and does it with such good writing and acting that it's almost too real to be comfortable with, I think that's TV greatness. Number 4. Jack's Advice, Day 7, 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. While 24 had its ups and downs as a show, Jack Bauer, in my opinion, is still one of the most well-established characters in television. If you've watched all the way to season 7, you know so much about Jack's personality, and you probably have a pretty strong connection with him. This monologue is Jack's answer when Renee asks him, "Should I do something terrible in order to save lives?" So a situation that Jack Bauer faces like every other day. Jack tells her, "I can't tell you what to do. I've been wrestling with this one my whole life. I see 15 people held hostage on a bus and everything else goes out the window. I will do whatever it takes to save them, and I mean whatever it takes." He then goes on to talk about the conflict between the laws that he took an oath to uphold and actually saving those people. "These laws were written by much smarter men than me, and in the end, I know that these laws have to be more important than the 15 people on the bus. I know that's right. In my mind, I know that's right. I just don't think my heart could ever have lived with that." The reason I love this speech so much is because it captures so well who Jack Bauer is and all the things that made the show great. The reason that we basically put up with the same story over and over again and some complete 24 episode seasons that were, kind of bad. Number 3. I Am the One Who Knocks, Breaking Bad Season 4, Episode 6. I wasn't sure about including this one because it seemed a bit obvious, but then I thought about it, And it seems obvious for a very good reason. This is a powerful, important scene. This monologue is great because it serves more than one purpose. With what Walter is saying, "I am the danger," we see the transformation that his character is going through. This is a big moment between the first episode of the show and the last one. But with how Walter says it, we also see how he wants to be perceived, how he wants to be seen as this menacing criminal. He was hurt when Skylar told him, "You're not some hardened criminal." So through this speech, we see how Walter wants to see himself compared to how others see him. Think about how good the combination of writing and delivery had to be here to make such a short monologue have such an impact. Number 2. Pretty much any Augustus Hill monologue from Oz. I know I'm cheating, but hey, it's my video. I know that I didn't have too many chances to actually talk about this show here on the channel, but Oz is one of my all-time favorite shows. And one of the best things about Oz is the Augustus Hill monologues. Why are they so good? First, the delivery. The show usually breaks away from whatever terrifying, terrible thing is going on in the prison to these artistic sequences at the center of which Augustus delivers his speeches. Second, they often contain real facts about the US prison system and provide you with actual information to think about. Kind of like watching John Oliver, only not as funny and followed by scenes that scar your soul for life. And with a lot more cursing. I'll put a link in the description for one of my favorites. Number 1. Let's face it, this video could have easily been exclusively about Doctor Who speeches. There are so many great ones. Each Doctor had at least one great "I am the Doctor" kind of speech. Most of them had more. And those speeches didn't only capture the Doctor in general, but also that specific version of the Doctor. They were always amazing and they always grab you in the feels. That kind of sounded dirty. But the one I'm thinking about is actually the most recent great monologue, and it is not an "I am the Doctor" speech. Season 9, Episode 8. It's a speech that is so relevant to our world right now. It's basically the Doctor crying out to the world to stop being crazy and start making sense. It's always the same. When you fire that first shot, no matter how right you feel, you have no idea who's going to die. You don't know whose children are going to scream and burn, how many hearts will be broken, how many lives shattered, how much blood will spill until everybody does what they were always going to have to do in the very beginning. Sit down and talk. This one is powerful and important on so many different levels. First of all, for the show, there's no better Doctor to deliver this because Capaldi's Doctor really does feel like the sum of all the other Doctors, especially in this season. And for us, with everything that's been going on in pretty much the entire world lately, some might see it as a simplistic interpretation of things, and it might be, but it is still painfully relevant. There are so many other great ones out there, The West Wing, Mad Men, and the list goes on and on and on. Maybe I'll do a part 2 for this video. Please let me know if you like this format. I had a lot of fun making this video. Also, what are some of your favorite moments and speeches from TV shows and why? Please remember to use spoiler tags if you're going to talk about spoilers. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps out a lot. And if you're finding binge watchers for the first time, I'd like to invite you to join the binge watchers community where we're talking about TV every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday with reviews, discussions, opinions, all kinds of great stuff, all for you fellow binge watchers and TV lovers. So you can go ahead and click on that big subscribe button to join in on the fun. You can check out any of the other videos on the channel. If you want to talk about anything else, you can check out my personal channel. But in any case, keep binging and I will see you next time.